Time now for our 360 round. For that, I want to bring in our panel to dive into Apple's latest quarterly results. We've got Jamie Meyers, senior analyst at Laffer Tangler Investments, joining us alongside Tyler Herriage, partner at Vertical Research Advisory. Thank you both for joining us today. All right, so Apple beat expectations, both top and bottom line. iPhone revenue was strong at more than $44 billion there. So it looks like the demand is strong for that iPhone 16. Tyler, overall, what's your takeaway?
Hi, Diane. Thank you for having me back on the program today. Great to be here with you. I wish it was a little bit better of Friday action here. But hey, like you said, we did get another good round of Apple's earnings here from the iPhone point of view, also from the Mac point of view as well, becoming the #1 desktop selling in China for Q2 for the Mac Mini there as well. So a strong quarter from Apple here. A little bit unexpected because it has been hit so hard year to date, down over 17% now. One of the Mag 7 definite laggards here, which is exactly why we think we could be setting up for a bit of a contrarian play here. This was just an incredible quarter, a broad range of gains and beats from Apple, including some really under the radar stories that have been performing really well here.
I'll get into those with you in just a moment, those under the radar stories. I want to get Jamie's point of view because, Jamie, you say never count Apple out. And look, I think going into this report, you had a lot of downbeat sentiment for Apple. The stock did initially pop off the back of its results. But look, we've got broad-based weakness in the market. That's not about Apple. But when you say never count Apple out, what did you mean by that?
Hey, Diane, thanks for having me. So what we mean by never count Apple out is that they own the most important thing in people's lives, and that's the iPhone. And it's all about the ecosystem with Apple, getting people embedded and getting people engaged. And really, frankly, it's hard to see a world without an iPhone. And so, as it relates to things like AI, we think that any consumer product that's developed will be complementary. And so, Apple has time and time again proven themselves. And Tim Cook, when he took over for Steve Jobs, everybody doubted him. But, you look at from when he came in to now, and when was it a bad time to buy Apple? The answer is really never.
Okay, that's the viewpoint, right? Again, though, we've got broad-based weakness in the market today. Tyler, I want to go back to the point you were making earlier and, tease that out a little bit more. When you see, there were some interesting stories under the hood, is that China that you're speaking of?
I would say it's broader than that here, and I couldn't agree with Jamie more that it's tough to see a world without the iPhone, without Apple products. And while Apple has lost some of the luster from the Steve Jobs days, is certainly a powerhouse still. So again, beyond China, you look at the services sector growth, just incredible, and the profit margins there are really unbeatable, and getting to the point where it's now matching or exceeding some of the cloud revenue from its competitors. So we've got the services side of things, of course, with the bundling package there as well. Great iPhone sales. And I think another really unsung hero of this has been the M series of chips in the new Mac products. Really has flown under the radar, but the performance out of these chips is very impressive. I think that's likely a big reason why it was the #1 desktop seller in China. And if they can continue to capitalize on the hardware side and possibly get into the AI side a little bit more, we think that it's a great recipe for success long term.
Jamie, let me ask you this. Speaking of AI that Tyler just brought up, you say Apple's never really first to market. Tim Cook might have an argument there because I remember a couple of years ago on an earnings call, there's been criticism for a couple of years now. Where does Apple stand on AI? Tim has argued on a call before. We've already been in the space. They're maybe just not as vocal about it. Do they need to amp up the story more and sell the story more?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head there. They're never really vocal about anything until they are. And so the wait and see approach on the AI makes sense to us because what Apple really excels at is making a product sleek, user-friendly, then marketing it and telling us why we need to buy it. They're very, very good at that. And Tim Cook said it on the call. He said Apple's strength is taking the most advanced tech and making it easy to use and accessible. And we expect that that's what they'll do. And, in the meantime, we tend to agree that the services revenue, which is about 25% of the business and growing and significantly higher margins, is going to drive the story from here. And until that comes to fruition, and the thing that we noticed on the call was that the reduced take rates in the App Store don't seem to be having an effect. They're cementing themselves in streaming, and so we think that when the time is right, they'll integrate AI, and they'll tell the world why they need it.
All right. Thank you, guys. We'll have to leave our conversation there for today. We are short on time. That's Tyler Herriage and Jamie Meyers. Thank you both for joining us. Appreciate it.